Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You were running, motherfucker, high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker, never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, Dave Walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood, trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. We're going to talk some boxing. Well, the nonsense surrounding the sport of boxing this morning. You know, forgive me over the last 2 days. I had to set the record straight on certain things. But we're back on the grind. We threw the trash. We threw the trash in the trash. Threw that motherfucker in the Hudson River. So we're going to talk about the strange happenings with these three clowns. And we're going to connect all the dots. We do a quick roll call. Rick Blackwell, Eric H., Vince, what up, brother? Steve Elder, Mac, Big Homie Coop, Simon Bridgman, Anwar Willis, Thrill Hill, Shemaine Callahan, Robert Singleton, Don Shotta, Mike Lawson, Big Block, J. Wayne Citizen, Paul Kerrick, my brother, salute. Jay Walk, the Sensei Stormy B-Man's in the building. Wait a minute. Stormy, you want a link? You know, I be forgetting today is fucking Fridayz. Stormy, I'm gonna send you a link right now. My bad. Yo, I swear to God, when I tell you, I lose, bro. I be working so hard, I forget what day of the week it is. Stormy, I just sent you a link. Black Alpha, Chilltown Majors, Daniel Mitchell, Edgar Chavez, Jose Diaz, Chilltown Majors, Brown on Boxing, Tay D, Calvin Johnson, John Pounds. Did I miss somebody? Daniel Mitchell, if I missed you. LeVar, Edgar, Jay Walk, Andrew Gray, Chris Chandler, Jelly Bean, Chesapeake. I love seeing my brothers from across the pond, my brothers and my sisters. Yoda Wise, Crush, Boxing and Barbecue. And speaking of my brothers across the pond, are the hostage, Moaning.
Morning.
How were you this fine day?
Exhausted, Drew. I've just done 26 hours of research and lives and everything. And as you said, it's one day rolls into another day. I don't know whether it's a weekend, it's a week, or whatever it is.
Yeah, man, busy people know how to get stuff done. But the sacrifice is a lack of rest. And like I said, it's Friday. And I'm telling you, I did not. I completely lost track of time. I really, really did. I forgot what day of the week it was. I'm not even kidding. I just looked at my calendar. I said, wait a minute, it's Friday? So holy shoot, man, what the hell? So this would be fucking Fridayz, episode 16. Yeah, let me just tune this up. We're waiting on the sensei to get here. Let me see. Then you gotta watch what you say. Gotta watch what you say on these YouTube streams. No, what the hell is this? Fridayz episode 17. Strange happenings. Well, everything's very strange. And the clowns that you see on the screen, I'm gonna bring everything full circle because a lot of y'all see these things and y'all, you know, that's why we're here. We're here to connect the dots, man. Now let's start with Conor Benn. This will be a fun one. This will be a fun one, and I'm gonna let Art Hostage lead the charge with this because a lot came out, and I see the family checking in. Now we've learned, and I guess it's just as well I didn't talk about this the last 2 days, so we could cook on it right now. So let's start from left to right. We're gonna start with Conor Benn. Oh, there he is, my brother MP.
What the fuck?
Salute. I see the family, Cairo, Cassandra, Ratchet since 91, Main Event Mark, Mr. P. Depps, Tay Tay, good morning. All right, what's the latest with Conor Benn, Art Hostage?
Well, the latest to come out, okay, is that Conor Benn failed a drug test on July the 21st.
Right.
Okay, and that was the first time he tested positive for the hormone thing, clonazepam, whatever it's called. Okay, now that was reported to the British Boxing Board of Control, but that as far as it went. They then had the negotiations for the Eubank fight and signed the contracts. 7 weeks later to the day, on September the 1st, Conor Benn fails again for the second time for the same drug. And then that is the time when Chris Eubanks Sr. had had enough by then and then leaked the story to the Daily Mail's reporter Jeff Powell, and it all came out that Conor Benn had failed a drugs test. But no one mentioned the one in July of 21st. Also, we've just heard 2 days ago that there was going to be a hearing at the British Board of Boxing Control, but before they could have the hearing, Conor Benn relinquished his British boxing licence, and we also discover that apart from the drugs failures, both of them, there is a completely separate charge of misconduct against Conor Benn that Eddie Hearn confirmed in an interview. Now, he said that the British Boxing Board of Control wanted to fine Conor Benn heavily. We don't know what this misconduct was, whether it was antisocial behaviour or goodness knows what it was, but they wanted to heavily fine him. So to avoid the fine and avoid facing the music on the 2 failed drug tests, Conor Benn relinquished his British boxing licence, which still leaves him free to obtain a licence in the United States, the Middle East or Australia. So this is an absolute scandal that they're trying to sweep it under the carpet.
Now y'all hear this, right? And what did I say? The most brilliant thing about this entire thing is that this has nothing to do with anything America has going on over here. Why is that important? Well, there's 2 things. I'm glad that America has nothing to do with this. And I'm also glad this was 2 black fighters, because they love to call us racist. We were worried about Devin Haney in Australia and cheating, and they said that was racist for us to be concerned. We were worried about Clarissa Shields, and they said, well, man, y'all just bullshitting around because she's white. No, it was who she was rolling around with. The bitch can't fly here, and she had a Fury in her corner. That's all I needed to hear. But the block is hot enough that there's a magnifying glass on a lot of things. So now what we got going on is that we had nothing to do with this, and we see corruption at its finest. This is a second test that we're now finding out about. And he didn't even show up to court. Let me put this up here. British Boxing Board of Control statement. By a notice dated October 17th, 2022, Mr. Conor Benn was called by the board of the BBBOC to attend a hearing to deal with the allegations of misconduct pursuant to Rule 25.1.1. The hearing took place on the 21st of October, 2022. On the morning of the hearing, Mr. Benn voluntarily relinquished his license with the BBBFC. In accordance with its rules and regulations, the board determined that the allegations following the hearing at which Mr. Benn was legally represented, the allegations of misconduct against Mr. Benn were upheld. This has nothing to do with Americans. This has nothing to do with us hating on British fighters or being racist or anything. These were two black fighters. We had nothing to do with this. In fact, over here, this was sold to us that a lot of us over here were intrigued by this matchup until we realized what was going on with the weights. We was like, wait a minute. This is going to be Kell Brook 2.0 versus Golovkin. Y'all remember what happened there? But wait a minute. Catch weight. Wait a minute. He was 5 pounds above the contracted weight, and then he's deadlifting 1,000 pounds, some crazy weight. And I'm looking at his body like, wait a minute, whoa, what the fuck is happening here? And then they told Eubanks Sr., oh, don't listen to him, he's just crazy. Put his ass in the hospital. He's nuts. Why is he worried about his son? There's nothing going on here. But who was involved here? Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's involved in this. Need I go any further? Eddie Hearn? Huh? We had nothing to do with this. I'm loving this. So now, he relinquishes his license. Does this move sound familiar? Put in the chat, who else relinquished their license in the UK and ended up, I don't know, fighting somewhere else? Yeah, who else has done that? Yeah, it was accepted in some country with open arms. Hey, don't worry, you could fight here. Huh? There you go. Oh, look at the names. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, Big Coke. Yeah, Nitty. Yeah, Tone. Yeah, TWL, Steve L, TC, Simon Bridgman, Robert Singleton, Main Event Mark, Daniel Mitchell, MP, what the fuck? Marcus Walls, come on now. DOG, salute. Come on now. This is directly out of the Fury playbook. But nothing to see here. We're just making shit up now, right? I want to know, right? Is Conor Benn gonna have the same privilege? Now here's the racist part. Is Conor Benn gonna have the same privilege? Is he gonna get accepted here with open arms? Hey man, you relinquished your license. Don't worry. You could come fight here. Here, give me a hug. Huh? Huh? When Captain America throws his mighty shield. Who goes back that far? So here we are. This man cheated, man. I don't give a fuck what race, culture, or creed you are. This dude cheated, man. 2 drug tests. And he ain't show up to court. He ain't show up to court. This is an admission of guilt. Is Eddie Hearn gonna go hard for him? Is he gonna market Conor Benn to the American public? Like Bob Arum did with Tyson Fury? Can Eddie Hearn do that? Can he market him to the Canadian public, to the Mexican public? Or is he going to sell seats in Saudi? Make no mistake about it, Eddie Hearn lost money with Conor Benn because he couldn't keep the needle out his ass. Yo, look, man, if you can't make the weight, you can't make the weight. Just keep the beef on Twitter. Y'all never going to fight. This is brilliant, man. This is brilliant. We have nothing to do with this. Conor Benn is a cheater. Now, I want to know, is he going to have the same privilege that Fury had? Is he going to get the same treatment? It's okay, baby. Nothing was really found. Martin Carefoot, who's that? That's okay. We believe you ate some pig dick and you and your cousin popped. We believe you. Come to America and fight. Come to America and get $20 million. Oh. Wait, y'all forgot the story that Art Hosses and I covered about Bob Arum being a key informant with Daniel Kinahan, who had direct dealings with Tyson Fury. This shit is all coming out. New Fat Boy Fitness salute. This shit is all coming out. But I love that it's coming out because this is an example of what they do over there. And guess what? Vada caught them. UCAT didn't catch them. Who the fuck trusts you? Who trusts UCAT?
UCAT doesn't test for. UCAT tests for about 10% of the drugs that VADA tests for. That's the difference. And also, you got to remember, this isn't drugs. This is a masking agent. So we will never find out what actual steroids, testosterone, what other stuff that Conor Benn was taking. And also, Drew, to answer your question, of course, Conor Benn won't be treated the same. Eddie Hearn is preparing the ground as we speak to throw Conor Benn under the bus. Last night, he said that we will not apply for a boxing license anywhere in the world until this is resolved. And if Conor Benn wants to fight, we don't want anything to do with any of the promotion. However, that means they will do it by proxy in the Middle East or something like that. But yes, of course, you will see Conor Benn thrown to the walls, and Eddie Hearn will step back and say we knew nothing about it, when this is a conspiracy. That he first failed the drug test on July the 21st. And then the Eubank fight is going ahead through August. September the 1st, he then fails a second drug test, and that is when Chris Eubank Sr. said, I've had enough, my son's life is in danger, and he went to the media. This is honestly, and when I said earlier, and people always laugh at me, Chris Eubank Sr. should be given the Father of the Year Award 2022 for saving his son's life. Not from one failed drug test, but from two within 7 weeks of each other. It's a shameful act. It's a shameful act. You know, taking banned drugs in other sports is bad enough. But in boxing, it can be lethal. It can kill people. Okay? I mean, boxing is unique in that. It's a combat sport. And if you've got someone juiced up to the gills, we've seen what has happened in history. Gerald McClellan. I believe that Nigel Benn was juiced to the gills and he faked fainting after the fight so he could go to hospital and avoid a drug test after the McClellan fight. Like father, like son.
Oh my gosh. And you know, like I said, these things always come out. And I'm telling you, the Gerald McClellan thing, that's going to come back up. Not only hearing that you brought it up, because a lot of people were, some people in the chat weren't even born when that happened. But the fight's on YouTube, and it doesn't look violent the way it ends, but the outcome is violent. And this was more than just an accident in the ring. I watched that fight when it happened, and I said, what the fuck's going on with him? And I didn't know the outcome was going to be that severe. No one knew. And it's a sad state of affairs that we've moved on from it. I've heard, you know, Ben later on had suicidal thoughts and all kind. I don't know what's true or not, but I find it strange that his son has come up, and between then and now, testing in boxing has become better, and now we're questioning that the McClellan fight happened over 20 plus years ago, more than that, 25 years ago. And now we're looking back. Like I said, the truth doesn't come out right away. But now they're raising questions. Your son did this? Has Nigel Benn said anything? Has he said, no, my son's innocent? He's been very quiet. And then no one knew until Art Hostage, you brought it up, that this motherfucker was running with gangsters. No one knew that. I didn't know that shit. So now it all makes sense. So they gotta open that book again. You'll never know, but now you gotta look at these guys different. Boxing Combat Film says, Drew, salute. A name is on the no-fly zone list, and it's Dennis McCann. Tyson Fury protege, WBO interim featherweight champion. I never heard of this guy. Who's Dennis McCann?
Is he Irish? Is he Irish?
McCann probably. Let's go to Google. I'm gonna go to Google right. Dennis McCann, DOG in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, "Clean UK athletes, BBBOC, and you can't don't eat. Simple." Hard body J Timo, exactly. I'm for charging these guys with murder, man. I'm for charging these guys with murder and attempted murder and all kinds of shit. Hit them with it.
Listen, when we spoke about this a few weeks ago, it was so outrageous. People were saying, and people laughing. But now it's got worse. There's not one failed drug test. There's two. And also, Drew, don't forget last year, okay, when Conor Benn, refused to join VADA and fell off the WBC rankings. So there could be three. There could be three. We now know two have been confirmed. There could be three within 12 months. What on earth is going on in boxing?
That violent knockout. Remember, y'all remember?
In November last year, the violent knockout by Conor Benn.
Yeah, that was Chris Algieri, wasn't it?
Yes, and then in March of this year, he fought the South African Van Heiden, the ex-world champion.
Yeah.
You remember? And he said he'd never been hit so hard by Conor Benn. He said he wasn't expecting his punches to be so hard. Well, obviously, he's juiced up. He's juiced up.
Juice to the gills. So this is Dennis McCann. He's from the UK. 13 wins, 7 KOs, no draws, no losses. He's 21 years old, known as the Menace, Dennis the Menace. Yeah, that's cute. We all know BoxRec is a little fugazi with their KOs. So let me see how many. Okay, all right, I'm not going to recognize anybody on his opponents because he hasn't done shit yet. So he has a TKO, win on points, TKO, one real knockout. Okay, but we don't know what kind of TKO. These are stoppages, but we don't know based off of what. He has a fight coming up November 26th against Joe Ham at the O2. And according to the audience, this guy's on the no-fly list. I never heard of the guy. I never heard of this guy.
We have to look deeper, Drew. Who are his parents? Who is he?
Yeah, I'd like to know. This is the
Morning Sensei.
This guy's a Tyson Fury protege, so I'm with that. The Sensei's in the building. Salute.
What's good? Good morning. Art Hostage. Morning.
Morning Sensei.
How you guys doing this morning?
No, we just breaking shit down. The Brothers UK, salute, brother. How you feeling? This brother right here was like my second or third sub. Salute to you. The Brothers UK and David Scott, salute. Joe the Beast, Brian Peters. I don't know who this guy is, Dennis the Menace, but you're right, Art Hostage. Who's his parents? He's a Tyson Fury protege. Anything that Tyson touches is suspect. And
because Tyson Fury's got what you call the anti-Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to shit.
Yeah. So let's talk about Tyson Fury. I was listening to the Brother Black Fight Fan the other day, and here's what I didn't know. I didn't know that Black says, yo, what does Tyson Fury do after almost every fight? And I'm sitting there listening to him. I said, I don't know, do a line of coke, goes on a drinking binge, and
kiss the referee.
What does he do? Goes on a drug. Start masturbating over a AJ poster. He said he does that. So I said, what does this man do? And then he said, Black says he retires. And I'm like, oh yeah, well he's just talking shit. But then again, is it just shit? Come to find out, when you say you're retired,
You don't get tested for drugs.
Oh my God.
Whoa! What the it's kind of pretty before it gets started.
What? Don Shada in that super chat, he said, early morning salute to the panel and the family. I'm not surprised. I'll never fight a UK fighter. They just juicing. Hey, man. This seems to be, what do I call it? Pop culture. It's pop culture. Vada had to come in. And something else that Black said yesterday. Yo, just because Vada caught him, I don't think them catching Conor would be held up. And Conor could sue. Did I hear that correctly? Because I was working at the time. It's a strange thing going on here. It's like he's guilty.
What it is that the British Board of Boxing Control officially use UKAD. They do not officially use VADA. Now, irrespective of whether VADA found the banned substance, legally, okay, it's difficult for the British Board of Boxing Control to ban Conor Benn on evidence from an outside body that they don't use. It's what you call legal speak. However, I still maintain that the British Board of Boxing Control will issue a suspension against Conor Benn, and that in effect will ban him from working anywhere around the. He's just trying to pull a bait and switch. Okay, he's trying to give the license back before they take it away from him. Okay, he's like the person who resigns the evening before he knows he's going to get sacked the next day.
Yeah, that's gold. That's gold. So now everything that Fury does, it makes sense. And now that you've explained that, it makes perfect sense. All this retiring and playing around and shit, all of this is coming to light. Now, I did not know that. So now Fury's talking about, oh my God, I'm retired. Oh, I'm not retired. I'm not retired. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? The man don't get tested after these fights. And the WBC, I'm sure they knew that point, which is why they never stripped him right away. If you retire, give up the belt and ride off into the sunset.
Also, it's why Tyson Fury is so brazen that he gave an interview 3 weeks ago to Gareth A. Davis, clearly high on cocaine, because he knew he's not going to be held to account.
Yo, he was high as a kite, man.
High as a kite.
Salute to my brother BFTB Boxing. The grave diggers in the building. He said, the truth, my uncle Stormy. And salute to Art Hostage. All them dudes are juicing. And they get away with it all the time. Hashtag payola. They know exactly what they're doing over there. Hardbody J. Timo says, Art Hostage has the real breaking news voice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bert, what up, brother?
I want to offer here.
Go ahead, Stormy.
When you take someone like Tyson Fury and Ed Hearn, now I can see the investment that these men have put into the sport that no one else is doing, and the benefit that they get out of it. Mm. You have to have lawyers that can go over your boundaries. You pay them to invest in the research of what you can get away with, because nobody's attacking the sport like this. Now think about it, what I'm saying. Listen to my words. No one is attacking the sport like this, because Tyson Fury is the ultimate example of this. He didn't know that he can say he retired and still get away. Someone had to provide that information. And once they did that for him, he is operating off path, but to the extent of where he knows the boundaries are. It's just like when he relinquished his boxing license in the UK a few years ago, right? But it didn't stop him from boxing. He just came over to the US for a little while. And by the time the expiration of that suspension was lifted, he goes back over there and he fights Dillian White. No one is putting these things together. You see? Ed Hearn is doing the same from the standpoint of promoting stables of fighters where cheating is involved in their careers, which is why now he's taking the position against Conor like he has, because it's still, to the untrained eye and ear, can appear to people that he's clean, but he's not. You have to understand, he has relationships with these fighters. He knows everything about them. This man that has disappeared off the scene, the doctor.
Where is he?
Did he not? You have to be an idiot to get busted in the UK by the drug testing. Now, Conor didn't get busted by UCAD, did he? So what was that gentleman really saying? You see, language is important. Reading is fundamental. Comprehension is essential.
Essential.
So when you listen to these people say what they say, you have to understand the gift of gab is what allows these things to continue on. I spoke last night on my live about people needing to focus up and pay attention to exactly what's, important to pay attention to, and stop going for the banana in the tailpipe or these charades that they put before you, because that'll end up having you, like I said last night, you're fighting against each other while they continue to reap the benefits of your ignorance and make money off of you at the same time.
That's right.
I have a question for Art. Art, can you tell us how on the level is the sports journalist over there, Simon Jordan?
He's what you call controlled opposition. So he appears to be an investigative journalist, but he knows where the red line is, because you have to understand also what was revealed, Stormy B, was Eddie Hearn said that the purse for the fight between Eubanks Jr. and Conor Benn was £8 million, 5 million to Eubank Jr. and 3 million to Conor Benn, and that with all the promotion and gambling around the world, the fight would have generated $100 million, especially in the gambling in Southeast Asia, okay, and the Middle East. So that is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with corporations. We're dealing with sums of money where the fighters at the end of the day are treated like just pieces of meat. And that is, and if that fight had gone ahead, we would have seen a tragedy. I am sure we would have seen a tragedy like Gerald McClellan. Okay, and if you to answer your question, it's a sewer in the UK, British boxing. It's an absolute sewer of corruption to the highest order. And unless someone steps in and does, how on earth can we not have one uniform drug testing body that works on a global scale, okay? And look at Clarissa Shields. What an example. Before the fight with Savannah Marshall, right, she produced her VADA tested certificates leading up to the fight. And I think that is a precedent. And I think going forward, we should demand all fighters produce their VADA drug testing in the lead up to every single fight. And if that is done, that will at least reassure the public and boxing fans that something is being done. Because I think what Clarissa Shields did there, everyone just ignored it. But to me, right, it showed that she is a role model, and I believe that should be used going forward. Produce your drug certificates in the lead up to the fight. Why not at the weigh-in to the fight? Say these are the 5 certificates from VADA in the 5 weeks leading up to this fight. I'm clean as a whistle. And if there's nothing to hide, why not do it? It's the first time I've ever seen a boxer do that, release their VADA drug results before the fight. And to me, we've got to use that and say that is the way to go forward. Deontay Wilder would release his VADA drug reports if he was asked to. So why shouldn't it become mandatory that leading up to a fight they have the VADA tests, and on the day of the weigh-in they produce those certificates so that everyone knows that they are clean, certainly in the lead up to the fight. That's my opinion.
Salute to DOG in that super chat. He said Fury said he only needed 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What? That's what he said. That's what he said. And my brother Simon Bridgman, he said Simon Jordan don't know shit. He's a failed football club owner.
Mm-hmm. He is, wow. Yeah. He is. He's controlled opposition. It appears that he's actually trying to find the truth, but what he'll do is he knows where the red line is, because at the end of the day, it's a multi-billion-dollar global industry, and things like this shine a light on it. But to me, that's just a simple solution. Have all boxers produce their VADA certificates before they fight on the day of the weigh-in. If they've got nothing to hide, why don't they do it? I mean, Clarissa Shields, to me, is an absolute role model and a star for doing that. That was incredible. But everyone overlooked it. I didn't. I think that should go down as the day we finally saw a glimpse of honour, right, and integrity in boxing. Why shouldn't all the other fighters produce certificates?
The Shade Girl said Errol done it before also.
There you go.
Me say this. Let me say this. Years ago, when Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao were mentioned in the same sentence, that was the first time a lot of people ever heard of OSDT, Olympic-style drug testing. And what did the public do? Because they hated Floyd, they attacked him. Because what is OSDT? It's Olympic-style drug testing. It's when you get tested randomly. You could be going out to Applebee's with the family, and as soon as you go into your car, hey, we need some blood. And I never heard so many excuses for a person not to take a drug test than Manny Pacquiao. I'll never let the public get away with forgetting what they did. I wrote down every excuse. I have so many websites, and I have them saved in my bookmarks. The excuses they made for Manny Pacquiao to dodge the needle were absurd. The funniest one was Manny Pacquiao has a condition where he doesn't like the sight of blood. And I said, that's impossible. Did you see what he did to David Diaz's face? He made him look like Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? And scared to say back then he was cutting people every fight. What the fuck are you talking about? And then the one even funnier than that was Manny's scared of needles. I said, the motherfucker got tattoos. What are you talking about? He's had stitches before. What? I said, wait a minute. Y'all going too far. And then Floyd's trying to drain Manny. I said, wait a minute. They're enrolled in OSDT, which means the same drug testing that Manny will be exposed to will be the same drug testing Floyd will be exposed to. And they're not taking pints of blood. They're taking this much. No more than a fingernail worth. You can get a splinter and lose as much blood.
And also, Drew, now with technology, they can use a urine sample, because both Conor Benn's failures in drug testing was urine samples. It weren't even blood. The testing methods that VADA use now, they can detect all the drugs from a urine sample. So they just stand there.
So they can't even use blood as an excuse anymore. But 7 years ago now, it was like the excuses were absurd. I said, and that's how I got introduced to this YouTube shit. Because I was reading this shit. I said, this is crazy. Y'all are serious with this? But it's been foolishness since
that
then.
has happened in the sport over this past, let's just say this recent era. Because if you go back to like James Toney and Roy Jones, their era.
Yeah.
Fighters were made to shave their beards off when they get to the night of the fight. You couldn't come in the ring with a beard like AB wears now, or even we recently saw Caleb Plant come in there with a full beard.
Yeah.
Because the old saying used to be that they feel that a beard like that, a weighted beard, can cushion blows to the face.
Yeah.
But I believe in today's era of doping, there's something associated that I haven't put the connection together yet. But you're seeing more and more fighters come to the ring with these full beards. And nobody is questioning it anymore. I could remember, you would see all the way up to the weigh-in, a guy would have a beard. Evander Holyfield wore a beard when he trained. You know, he's my favorite fighter. But when he got to the scales and on fight night, he was shaved. He just had his mustache. There's something going on with that.
Yeah, Stormy B.
Yes, sir.
Also, Conor Benn has had hair transplants into his face so that he can grow a full beard. That is public knowledge. Conor Benn has had hair transplants into his face because he can't grow a beard naturally. And if you look at his beard that he's got, okay, that is through hair transplant. So again, people were saying it was for vanity, but you may have found something here, because why would someone go to so much trouble, right, to have a beard? Conor Benn, honestly, he really has. It's public knowledge. He's had hair transplants into his face so that he can grow a beard. Honestly, it's out there.
Let me tell you what I know can be done. But let me read this real quick. Jose Diaz says, Drew, Latin baseball players leave the United States, go to South America, get on their cycles to come back clean. It's the truth. This is pop culture at its finest. Let me say this. In the police department, what they did was they used to shave hair from wherever it was. And they told us during the investigation, they said, look, if you're on drugs or you did it in the last few days, get up and leave right now. When we was in the hiring process in Left Rack City, Queens, right? And they would explain the drug test. And it'd be so funny. They would explain the drug test, and there'd be like 200 people in the room, and then they sent us on a break, and we came back to be 100 people in the room. Because the drug test, what they did was they would shave hair. And they didn't care if they have to take one eyebrow off. They would take it. And they melt the hair. And they said, we can go back and tell you everything you ate over the last 3 months. Okay? There's a troll in the chat. Y'all know what to do with that. Ridiculous. And they said, Mr. King Palmer, salute to you. He said, what's good, man? Salute to you, brother. He says, you can melt the hair and tell you everything you ate dating back 3 months, but we're being nice by going back 3 months. We can go back a year. And then they sent us on break. We came back and went from 200 to 100 people. I was like, oh shit. You know, all the green tea in the world couldn't do it. What I found out, what I was told about beards was not only what Stormy knows about the cushioning of the blow, but also if you cut a guy in the clinch, you can rub the beard on the eye, on the cut or whatever. So is there a tactical thing to having a beard? Probably. But I get it. It's a fashion statement now, but in boxing, could it be? Possibly. It's a strong possibility. But that's crazy. The things that we learn about this drug testing. Oh, and what else I want to say about the Manny Pacquiao situation is once OSDT became a thing, because remember they tore Floyd a new ass for like 5 years for this drug testing thing, right? But if y'all remember, Nonito Donaire said, no, I'm doing OSDT for all my fights, and they praised him as a hero. And this is no shade to Nonito, but I'm just showing y'all the difference. Nonito got praised, but the face of boxing got a lot of ridicule. We were all here for it. And this is what we're dealing with here. It's not, like I said yesterday, it's not the message itself, it's the messenger. When I made the comparison, Bob Arum said Bud Crawford is difficult to work with. And we don't fuck with Bob Arum like that. The guy's been lying to us before we was born. But he did say Bud was difficult, and what are we seeing now? Shit is a little difficult, isn't it? So, you know, the sun shines on the dog ass every now and again. Is it the message or the messenger?
Well, there's another way to look at that as well, because I talked about that a little bit last night. You see, Bud may be difficult to work with, but haven't you known people in life that are like that? But at the same time, he can catch shit for it. But some of these promoters like Ed Hearn and Bob Arum can be glorified for being assholes standing in the way of progress with the intent of not letting things go forward. Maybe Bud is just weary, having the kind of street background and things of his nature that he's experienced in his life. He walks his own certain way. And who am I to criticize that? Because he's done some things that have turned successful for him. That don't make him a savant. But at the same time, he is dealing with a den of wolves. You understand?
True.
I can look at Al Heyman and say, hey, what the hell are you doing with Earl Spence? You're actually going to let the WBC come in here and try to mandate and dictate that Earl fight this man when the man ran from Earl and didn't fight him and didn't fight anybody for almost 2 years defending belts or anything. And you want him now to face a guy who they've put in as a puppet. Last night, I referred to Keith Thurman as Dillian White, USA.
Dog, the liking. Come on, Sensei. Come on with it.
You know, Earl reserved the right because he earned what he did, okay, and what he's accomplished. So, you're actually going to take a man who's walking a certain kind of way, who has dignity and ethic, but you're really not respecting that because Canelo told y'all, fuck your mandatories. Huh? And he went and fought guys like Yildirim and these other guys that were bums. And he didn't fight and pick up titles from champions. He picked up belts that were vacated or stripped from someone else. So he didn't win fights on legacy. He did not win by defeating champions who reigned. He picked them up out of the damn garbage can. And you praise him for that. No. So what Bud does, Bud is doing for Bud's interest. Because you all don't give a damn about him. And you're showing you don't give a damn about Earl either. Which is why the people need to wake the hell up and stop looking at the fighters because you like this guy or that guy. Look at boxing. I've always told you guys to look at it for what it is, as a sport. I want the fight. I want to see these two talented men compete. And I want them to reap the benefits of being paid lucratively for what they do in the sport. But I don't want the dissension amongst boxing people to hold it up, which is what they're preying upon you for, because then they can shove someone like Keith Thurman in there and make him a part of something. And you all are stupid enough to say things like, oh man, well, why didn't Bud fight this guy? No! Someone was talking about, well, Boots should get in there. No! Boots should wait. Let the man at the top handle their business, and then it'll be your turn. If Boots got in there and they whooped his ass right away, then you'll be talking about Boots wasn't shit. So why don't you allow him to develop like he needs to do? Because a lot of these guys, all they do is fight fighters. When you look at them on paper, they are the majority. They are the ones that say, you got this. How many of them are looking at their resumes and they say, well, this was a 50-50 fight, this was a 50-50 fight, this was a tough challenge for... No, you don't see that. Another knockout, another stoppage, another knockout, another stoppage, a UD. That's not real. That's not real. I remember when Mike Tyson was saying, I'm the baddest man on the planet. Nobody can defeat me. I worked with a colleague. He looked at that interview and he said, there's a guy in the gym right now beating on a bag that's going to whoop that dude's ass. And it turned out to be Buster Douglas. And there's got people out here, some of you know, they mad to this day that Buster Douglas whooped Mike Tyson ass. They say, well, that wasn't the real Mike. He hadn't trained. He was with women and this and that. That's Mike's fault. You look at Clarissa. She gets ready for these fights. She trains her ass off. She come out there and tell you when it's all over, I ain't been with my honey in 3 weeks. Or whatever the sacrifice is. That's dedication. Floyd Mayweather, have y'all see him burning money in front of the camera and tossing bills around and everything. And y'all say, oh, he living the life. But he training at 3 a.m. while y'all in the club at 3 a.m. Psychological, he got you. And y'all still think he a god to this day. Nobody ever said, I'm going to be better than him and do it better than him, but y'all want to have what he has materialistically. You are focused on the wrong thing, which is why it's always going to be subpar for you, and they're going to bring the Keith Thurmans and Dillian Whites and feed those through you because you don't know better. People are happy receiving crumbs and don't know what the loaf tastes like.
We in church.
Take that.
Big Dog Willie in that super chat. He said Conor invented beards and top rum and diamond facts. He sure did. Real one in that super chat. He said salute Drew in the panel, man. Salute to you, brother. KP from KC5. Salute, bro. Where you been? He said Sensei tax cooking like it's Sunday morning. Damn. We on the job. Like I said, man, I all I gotta do is pass the mic, and this shit is over.
Drew, can I say something, please?
Go ahead.
On the Bud Crawford, Errol Spence issue, people are missing the point. The person responsible for the Bud Crawford, Errol Spence fight not happening is a man called Daniel Kinahan. Okay, it's got nothing to do with Blue, nothing to do with Errol Spence, and whilst it was the association of Bud Crawford, it really hasn't got anything to do with him. The blame lies fully and squarely at the feet of Daniel Kinahan, and taking sides with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence is playing into the old trick of divide and rule. Bud Crawford may have made mistakes, but the blame lies with Daniel Kinahan. Okay, and all this tearing each other apart is exactly what other people and the elite and those in boxing want to see. And we're not focusing on who is responsible for this. Okay, everything else is semantics. Okay, it's side issues. The main reason, right, and it will come out as we go forward, the main reason why the fight never happened is because of Daniel Kinahan, because Bud was then forced to detach himself from Daniel Kinahan, and he was left alone to negotiate this fight without representation. Okay, now I'm not making excuses, but I do not believe the blame for the failure in the Spence Crawford fight lies with the fighters. we should blame the person who actually causes, and it's Daniel Kinahan. And stop fighting amongst ourselves, because that's what they always want to happen. It's a divisive tactic, and it's a diversion from the truth.
That's 100% facts. And I want to remind people, while we over here tearing each other's head off of Errol and Bud, and I didn't hear that phone call, that leaked phone call. The audio was bad. I didn't hear it. I didn't listen to it. And to be honest, I might not even listen to it, because I'm completely, I'm at peace with it. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I know that our brother Blue is doing what he can to make it happen. But let me say this. While we're in here fighting, I don't ever want y'all to forget that there's a no black fighter board in the Top Rank office. Did y'all forget that? Never forget. And that's been confirmed on Fred's show in the barbershop. That was confirmed. I have the audio on the phone. I played it for you a bunch of times. Never forget that Teofimo Lopez spilled the beans on the WBC. He said him and his dad had a conversation with Mauricio Sillyman. And he said, Devin, you know, after this tournament or whatever you doing, I'm going to fight for a title. And where are you? You remember that? I have that audio too. Audio 2, great rap group. But never forget. So while we over here fighting amongst each other, that shit's going on. And y'all are batshit crazy with this shit. That's why I'm done talking about it.
And Drew, there may be something more to what you said about Teofimo spilling the beans, because you notice he's been tremendously inactive, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That is not by design, by the things that they can't get done out here in the streets. It may be punishment due to him revealing things that he shouldn't have said. Remember, there are things that are not supposed to get to the public. There are things that should not be spoken on camera or on microphone according to this fraternity, because there is a business at the end of the day. So when Teofimo so brashly spoke those things, you have to understand there had to be penalty behind that. How many times have fights taken place now since he said that? And both Devin and Kambosos Jr. have fought twice. Devin may have fought 3 times since that was spoken. But at the same time, you look at it for what it was. And where's Teofimo today? They still talking about he might have a fight coming up.
They don't know.
But he ain't in the ring, is he?
No, he fought one time and he looked okay against a subpar opponent. I can't gauge him off of that. But he was supposed to be the next big star. Remember that? Remember that?
I believe if he had kept his mouth closed, they would have made some things happen for him.
No, absolutely. And I'm going to remind y'all, okay, all of this is connected in some way, because you turn around and let me just throw this picture up there. Let me remind y'all, because all of this is connected. Where's this fat fuck? He's a big fat fuck too. He got to be about 6'4". He's a big fat. How the fuck are you taking diet and supplement advice from this fat faggot? Look at this guy. Only thing he can do is tell you, I bet you he bench press 400 pounds. I bet you.
With only 400 pounds he pressing his chicken wings down his damn throat.
He's juiced out of his mind. You clean. He could bench press 405, right? But you have him eat clean for 30 days, he won't be able to give you 5 push-ups, guaranteed. But look at this. Salute to my brother Jake Donovan. He said one interesting news break from WBO convention. Russell Mora has retired after 17 years of refereeing for the Nevada State Athletic Commission. He has accepted a position with the WBO.
Whoa! What the it's kind of pretty before it gets started.
What? This person down on the bottom says that this is like when people working for the government go to the private sector business they were supposed to be regulating. Are y'all catching that? I read it again. This is like when people working for the government go to the private sector businesses they were supposed to be regulated.
The foxes guarding the hen house.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Guarding the hen house. He was just trying to eat you yesterday. Now he's the guard dog or fox. Did y'all know about that? He's no. What the bro? Breaking news, nigga. Breaking news. Did y'all just read that? I was like, what the bro?
Yes, BFTB, that's who he is. The guy that was the late replacement for Wilder Fury.
Thank you.
Exactly.
That's who that is, y'all. Y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't know I got videos
4
on
days.
him? Huh?
4
I did
days.
videos on him. I did videos on him. He's retired, and now he's accepted a job in the WBO. Fox guarding the hen house. Why? He knows what to do. Why is he retired? Why the fuck?
And Drew, what fight was that with all the low blows and he was sitting there watching the guy hit the guy low? The guy threw like 100 low blows in the fight, bro.
Maris and Abner Maris versus Joseph Ekbeko. It's on YouTube. I'd play it, but they
funny acting.
Yeah, I'd have to take it down. But go look at it. Joseph Ekbeko versus Abner Maris. He was there. It was so bad. Do you know they suspended him for that? And then they brought him back, and he went under another investigation over some bullshit later. Then, years later, I'm online, and I said they switched the ref from Ortega to Maris. And I said, I'm sorry, to Mora. And I said, wait a minute, why do I know that name? And I went to Google, and I said, oh, shit. This is the guy. I called Tay Jones. I said, Tay, do you know they switched from Ortega to this guy, Russell Mora? He said, who? And I said, bro, this guy's bad. He said, when they do that? I said, they did it a couple of days ago, man. He said, all right, well, he got the going for. And technically, D knocked that motherfucker out in the 4th round. He did.
He certainly did, Drew. Honestly, that count was so long, I grew a beard.
Yo, and this guy's been the root of bullshit ever since. Now, he's retired as a referee, and he's working for the WBO. Fox guarding the hen house. Y'all heard it. This news is it's a few days old. I was supposed to talk about this like Monday, but I got sidetracked with a fuck nigga. But it's not even news now. Jake Donovan put it out. I read it, and I said, what? Jake Donovan tweeted about it, and you saw the response he got. This is the Fox guarding the hen house. Now, why am I bringing him up? Let me see. Conor Benn had the same doctor as Tyson Fury, who Tyson's biggest career win is against Deontay Wilder, who is reffed by Russell Mora. Y'all just love how I bring all this shit home, don't you? Y'all love it. I bring shit home, right? It's all connected. It's all connected. This guy's been the hottest referee as of late. He's been in the ring more than you think. In the WBO. Why am I putting emphasis on the WBO? Who runs the WBO? Ain't it Bob Arum? Whatever Bob orders? Who was in bed with who? Daniel fucking Kinahan? Y'all still want to tell me there wasn't no funny business going on in that whole trilogy? Y'all think I give a fuck about anybody in the PBC? Y'all see what's happening now? And what did I always tell you? I don't trust them motherfucker. I don't trust them motherfuckers. What happened to Deontay happened on the PBC's watch. Y'all heard me say that. BFTB, yup, this is real. This is real life, brother. Look, this is real life. I can't believe this shit. Bro. Oh, Brian, okay, let me see if I can upload that shit. I gotta find it. Let me see. Well, while I look for that, let me run this commercial real quick. I'm gonna look for it.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah, let me see. I gotta make room. I got too many slides up here. Oh, they don't like this.
Give power to my nigger sword!
Because ain't nobody talking about it. ain't nobody talking about it. Come on, man. They don't like it. Y'all ain't gotta like it. It's all good. I gotta remove something. But these be the motherfuckers right here that doubt the shit that we uncover. These be the boxing fans. These be the trolls trying to say we're making shit up.
You're such a small fat. Oh.
It again. He's done it again. Can someone please call 911? Someone please call 911. Honestly.
Oh man. All right. I got, let me upload this video. I got one video with Andre Ward.
My eyes, my fucking eyes.
No, those be the motherfuckers in the chat. You just don't like Tyson Fury. Those be the motherfuckers. They ain't leave their house in 9 years. Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm gonna find the other one though.
But he has to be ready.
That was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns. I don't know what that was about for more, but that was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns.
Andre, they should be counting here ringside, and they pick up.
That was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns.
We'll measure that. We were talking about long counts.
Yeah, but you're right. You know, he's got to take the count from the guy at the ring, the guy beside the.
2 knockdowns for Wilder. Just when he looks wobbled, he answers with a thunderous right hand.
Yo, I was there. BFTB, yo, we were all there, man. We were all there. That was fucked up. And y'all know, y'all, man. Oh, Anthony, okay, I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you. Bro, that count was fucked up. But this for Anthony, y'all.
Unified, undefeated. Unified, undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What the hell is even that?
Jesus Christ, man. These are the people that try and fuss with us. And I don't know who that brother is or not, but maybe he was just hype. But goddamn, dude. Goddamn. That was bad. I could do you one better than that. Let me go to my my actual account. I'll pull up the Fury shit. If you go to my page and just put in Fury's name, a bunch of shit over. I'm looking for the looking for that exact video.
Drew, did you get the things on Instagram I sent you about the Australian organised criminals with all the tattoos?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And you know that the Benns have lived in Australia for a long time, and they are the people they hang with.
Man, you got so much information that we're just not privy to over here. And when we explain to people that this rabbit hole is deeper than you think, Jesus Christ, man.
It's what I always say, when the tide goes out, we get to see who's naked. And the Kinahan investigation is going to uncover many, many aspects of corruption in boxing. Some of them nothing to do with Kinahan itself, but they just know that what they call everyday corruption. That's what we're dealing with here. The Conor Benn situation happens every day of the week. Every day of the week, there are fighters failing drug tests and they are being covered up.
Listen, I'm going to love the fireworks, man. I'm going to love the fireworks. Because I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to laugh my ass off. It's going to be like, yo, your favorite fighter is legitimately going to jail. I mean, like, legitimately going to jail. Legitimately. Is this it? Let me see if I... Let me see if I can play this. Oh, it's too big. All right. Let's see if I can play this one. It's an example, man. The other one that I wanted to play is it's too big for me to put it in the StreamYard slide. And I had it on my channel, but I had to remove it. I done did everything. I changed the color and everything. They was like, no, you can't play that. I was like, all right, damn.
Does that look like a man who wants to continue?
He ain't beat that count, y'all. He ain't beat that count.
But did that look like a man who wanted to continue? It did not.
No. And that was the second knockdown. He didn't even get hit with a clean punch. He just fell. He did not beat that count, man. And, bro, in the first knockdown, Deontay was going to a corner. Morva waves him to the other corner and then waves him back to the original corner. It's on video.
Yeah,
I have it from my phone.
And if you look at Deontay's reaction, there is a frustration when he goes to one corner, then he has to go to the other corner. His brain was telling him he's wasting time. I saw the reaction of Deontay. There was an immediate default position of being frustrated when he was sent to the wrong corner and had to go to the other corner. Because boxers know every minute detail, every nanosecond of every fight. And they know. And he knew that when he was sent to the wrong corner, that was 3 or 4 seconds that was added on.
But check this out, Art, chat, and everybody. He did not pick up the count from the outside counter. He picked up the count from where he stopped.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why Fury lost. That's why Wilder was cheated. Because these referees who are on the take and call themselves doing what was for the good of boxing are making up the rules as they go along and not following the rules of the sport. He did not pick up the count from the guy counting outside the ring. If he had done that, Fury would have been out at 8.
That's right. He had to go forward, and he called it. Deontay called it. And it ain't the first time he called some shit, because he just did it last week. Give me a second. I'll play it for you for those of you who missed it. And I swear to God, and let me tell you, when I thought about it, I just dropped Tay to the airport. I'm driving home, and I'm like, did this brother actually call it? Did he actually call it? Let me remind y'all what happened. Friday after the weigh-in, I'm talking with him, and I said, "Yeah, you know what? I am predicting between 1 and 6. I said 6 the latest. You're gonna put him away." And he was like, "Yeah, you know, that's reasonable." And then the smile left his face, and he looked at me like someone else took over. And he said, "Or earlier." And I was like, "Fuck." And then he just went back to smiling. I said, "What the fuck was that?" That was the bronze bomber. So I said, you know, whatever. I'm thinking maybe 3, round 4, 6 the latest. So we go down to the ring and check the ring. Everything's fine. He tells me where he's going to put him on his ass. And I'll just show it to y'all.
Yo, D, where he going to fall at?
I think he's going to fall right in front of this logo.
Right here? Right there, right there. He going to fall right here. He going to fall right here. Bruh. Bruh, he going to fall right here. He going to fall right here.
He going to fall right there.
Yo, you... Yo. He said he gonna fall right there. He said he gonna fall right there. Yeah, right there. Right there. You know, right there. Bomb squad, right there. He said he gonna fall right. He said he gonna fall right there. He gonna knock his ass down right there. I said, where you gonna fall at? He said, I'm gonna put him down right here. He said, I'm gonna put him down right here. Yeah. He said, he gonna put him right there. Man, I run to this ring like, remember the Ultimate Warrior? You run there and start shaking the rope and shit. No way.
What? What? Bro. Dig this here. Wait, I missed a super chat. Salute to my brother Anwar Willis. Pleasure meeting him and his beautiful wife. He said salute to the Druth, Stormy B-Man, and all hostage, man. Salute, man. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I'll tell you what.
Exactly right there.
I'll tell you what it was, Drew. It's called 215 pounds and devastating.
Bro.
That's what it's all about, honestly.
He couldn't put him down in the center of the ring so I won't be so creeped out. You know that's creepy. I was driving home. I said, wait a minute. He put him down exact. I said, oh, shit. And no, haters. That was not a setup. You couldn't pay me to take that punch.
Deontay has always said, speak it, believe it, receive it. You know? It's right there.
So last year when he said he got to go in 4, yo, Fury was gone in 4. He was gone.
He went. They cheated. Listen,
fucking cheated,
the
boy.
first fight was not a draw. The first fight was not a draw. Let me say this one more time. The first fight was not a draw. Tyson Fury was knocked the fuck out in the 12th round in a tremendous highlight reel knockout situation. They took that away from this man.
I don't want to receive that.
They took that away from this man. They have done everything they could try to do to prevent his greatness from coming through. Yep. And we're talking about greatness of today's time and era. That doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time or anything. It just means that for what he does, he's the best at what he does. and they don't like it.
Now let's bring
And
it full.
Took that away from him.
They absolutely did. Now let's make the connection, because you can't talk about corruption and not talk about what happened to Deontay. Okay, Russell Mora was responsible for what happened in the third fight, who is now employed by the WBO, owned by Bob Arum, who now flipped on Daniel Kinahan, who is good friends with Tyson Fury, whom we can't find Dr. Ooze, who worked with Conor Benn.
Take that. I got a question for Art.
Go on, Stormy.
Do you think that Dr. Ooze is still alive?
Oh, shit.
100%. No, I really do.
Okay.
What he may be doing is he may be giving evidence in some kind of deal, because as you know, and we've discussed before, hang on, he has been dry snitching the whole boxing industry for the last 18 months with all those videos. He was telling the public, he was dry snitching and being a whistleblower for the last 18 months about all of the corruption in boxing. And you don't know where he might be now, may be prepared to give his testimony.
Knockout salute. Bro. He has been dry snitching. He was giving a lot. And that last thing he said that I read, when he said, you got to be dumb or an idiot to get caught in the UK, I said, that's pretty specific. He didn't say in the world. He was specific when he said the UK, wasn't he not? He was specific. You have to be dumb. You have to be dumb to get caught over here. That's what he said.
And also, he also said that 80 to 90% of top boxers are on drugs. And he also said every fighter who fights for a world title or a European title is guaranteed to have been juicing. Oh. He said that on videos. And also, he also had an Instagram when he was in camp with Conor Benn for 8 weeks, saying an Instagram photograph where he said, I'm in the Conor Benn camp. We've been in camp for 8 weeks. Now, Eddie Hearn said that Conor Benn only met him once. Honestly, he really did say that. I'm not making this up. And the Instagram photograph has been on Twitter. It's been everywhere. And it's from Dr. Usman saying, I'm in the camp with Conor. And Conor Benn likes it and says, yeah, you're the greatest, or something like that. It confirms that Usman was in camp with Conor Benn. But also, it gets worse. Usman is meant to be in the corner with Tyson Fury for the Derek Chisora fight on December the 3rd. And Tyson Fury has even come out in his defence. So, I mean, what's going to happen? Is he going to turn up there, Dr. Usman Sargent? He is meant to be in the corner. Now he's employed by Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury defended him in an interview about 10 days ago. This goes from worse to worse. Honestly, I can't believe it, honestly.
Drew, do you have that sound bite of Chisora talking about Tyson Fury being cheating? Being a cheater?
There you go. Please.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I actually do have it. Where's that? I ain't never deleting that.
That is a cherry on the cake, especially from what we've been discussing today. Brilliant call there, Stormy B. Brilliant call.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's run it back.
I ain't going anywhere. I had retirement for 4 or 5 months, and I didn't like what I tasted.
Wait a minute. That's the wrong one. That's Fury talking shit. Wait, let's go here. This just saw it.
Isn't it? It's happening in God's hands, bro. You know, it's happening. I'm buzzing. No, yeah, I'm not buzzing yet. You know, I'm just sizzling it up.
doing what you do, mate.
Marinating.
Yeah, but I've seen you in the gym, and you've been simmering nicely, ticking over. Did you always know that this fight was happening December the 3rd? Because I spoke to you actually on FaceTime 2 days ago, said to you about this press conference. Where is the press conference, Derek? When's it happening? You're like, don't know, mate. Don't know.
I knew I'll be fighting in December, first week of December. I was told already I was fighting in the first week of December. By who? I cannot tell you. But I knew. I knew there was something, a big fight coming up. Yeah.
Derek, obviously, you've been in with Fury twice. And as you always do, in every fight, you give it everything. But he won both fights. What can you do this time?
I've been the first fight. Listen, first fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. I can't talk about it now, but one day I will. Second fight, beat me fair and square. But second fight, he cheated a little bit.
He cheated a little bit?
Yeah.
What? How did he cheat?
Because the first fight, in the first round, he cut his glove and he thumbed me in the eye in the first round. If you look at the fight in the first round.
Pause. Where have we heard this before? Christian Hammer? Detached thumb? Huh? So we've heard this before. Let's go ahead.
I could not see properly because he thumbed me because he cut the glove off. That's with a different trainer, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't complain about it at the time, I didn't even care,
I mean, Tyson would dispute that, Derek.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I hope you would, because I never brought it up. I don't need to bring it up. I don't really care about it. As long as he fights fair and square, we're cool.
Listen, Derek, the first fight was in 2011. Second fight was in
Bruh! Are you fucking kidding me? Derek Chisora, another British guy. Yeah, he's black, whatever. We ain't got no problem with him. In fact, we fucks with Del Boy over here. He gives it 100%. He got like 1,000 losses. No one cares. But what does he gain by saying that? Nothing. And I heard he got a disclosure, like a zip your lip disclosure between him and Fury leading up to this fight. Like he can't talk about things. What's that?
NDA, non-disclosure agreement. It's illegal.
I wonder what he's not allowed to talk about.
Anything that's going to throw Fury under the bus or align him along the stories that have been coming out regarding him over the past 18 to 24 months.
This is fucking amazing, y'all. This is some amazing.
But that's why we're here. Listen, I don't always catch the sound bites and save them and everything, but I'm like an elephant. Once something runs across me, I don't forget it. You know what I mean? I don't forget it. This is why I mentioned it and asked you to play it, because it's right, like Art said, it's right along the lines of what we're talking about. And we're seeing this so much. It is time for people to start listening to what I've said and look at the sport. Stop looking at who you like and all of that stuff, where you can draw your own conclusions, but at the same time, you will benefit from being able to see the entire picture.
Man, this is fucking crazy, y'all. This is crazy.
Well, what I think, right, you see, when with regards Fury cheating and corruption in boxing, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, and quacks like a duck, they want us to think it's an orange. Honestly.
Yeah.
How much more evidence do you want? I mean, honestly, as I say, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and looks like a duck, well, there's a big chance that it's a duck.
Salute to the General. He said no show this morning. Salute to you, General, but I got to get out of here and go to work. So, I don't know, Stormy, you want to pick up that live spot? You got time?
Yeah, I guess I can do that.
So everybody in here, y'all make sure y'all fly over to Stormy B Man. He's gonna take the General spot. I gotta go to the plantation. Art Hostage, man, brilliant, man. I love it when you're on here, man, exposing these clowns with things that we just don't see over here in the U.S., man. Thank you so much.
Hey, Art, since you marathoning, you want to join me?
Yeah, I'll see if I can. I think I'm on hour 27 at the moment, and so I need some sleep. I really do need some sleep. All this was breaking overnight, and I just had to stay up and make sure that I was getting stuff to Drew so that he could prepare for today's show, because everything we spoke about weeks ago has now proved to be correct, and it will be going forward with the Kinahans.
Yeah. Someone post Stormy, post your link in the chat so everyone can make sure they get over there, man. There's 225 people in the house. Smash my like button. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Art Hostage. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all should be already subscribed to the Sensei Stormy B, man. He's putting his link in the chat. You know what I mean? And look, we love boxing, but it's obvious the powers that be don't love us. All we want is a clean sport. Why is that difficult? Why is that so much to ask? That's all we want. I can go back as far as to tell you, I never had a problem with Tyson Fury until all of this shit started coming out. He had a second breath at life courtesy of Deontay Wilder. And how did he repay him? He cheated him. That's my problem with him. That's my problem with Conor Benn. You tried to commit murder, my man? Oh, you just bullying UK fighters? No. I told Big Baby Miller to his face, I said, bro, I was rooting for you. You fucked up, man. And he told me, I know, I got you, though. I got you. I'm going to be all right. But they kept his ass out of the sport for goddamn 2 years, man. Now, if they could do that to him, why is Fury is allowed to cancel his license and not in his own country, just not re-register and come over here and make millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars? Only in America. Only in America. But y'all make sure y'all hit up the Sensei. Link in the chat. Know what I mean? G5, I see you, brother. Woke, salute. If I missed you, just know that I love you. Know what I mean? Keep this going. Support all the family. You understand? Stormy B, man, our hostage. Much love and appreciation to everyone in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Super Chat. And Painful Excellence Podcast tomorrow night. Know what I mean? Y'all already know what time it is. LDBC Strong. We out.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.